Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome. This is P, and you're at Whimsical Endeavors. I thank you for coming. So I know that there's casting a lot of shadow right now, and I'm sorry about that. I'm adjusting the lighting. I have a new camera and some new lights. I'm hoping this is going to help. I haven't quite figured out the shadows yet, so please bear with me while I figure all of this out. I'm hoping that the lighting is a lot better and that the view is a lot better now that I have the new camera with a wider angle lens. Let's hope. And I even set up the tripod a little differently. So we're going to give this a shot and see what you guys think. If you have any comments, you can leave them below. Okay, so today, surprise, surprise, I have a card share. So I'm going to show you guys what I used first, and then I will share my card. So one of the things that I used was my Zing Clear Embossing Powder. I used, can't get a hold of it, both of these gel pens. I got these from the Not Too Shabby shop. They are the souffle pens in the white and the gray. Also used some inks. I used some distress inks. I used hickory smoke, worn lipstick, and mowed lawn. I also used some sequins. This is the Lucy's Little Things Coral Island. This is probably my favorite mix. Hope the glare's not too bad. It's really, really soft. It's mainly white, but it has a little pale aqua, some sea glass look, and little stars in there. You can kind of see them. Hopefully you can see the little stars there. Okay. And on for paper pads, I used two. They are both Lawn Fawn. And this one is the rainbow. Okay, I used the green out of that. And this one is the fall, perfectly fall. And I used this aqua color. This is a baby card, I should say. This is one of two. This one is for my great-great-nephew that was recently born. Okay. On for the stamps, I used the Stamped with Love. And, sorry guys, I'm trying to get everything out of here. I used the Hello Baby out of this Mama Elephant Mini Messages. You can see that right there. I used the sentiment from this is W+9 Unforgettable. And I use this one right here, and it says, not to get carried away, but you're kind of amazing, just saying. And then this one is a W+9 Happy Mail, and I used Consider Yourself Hugged. I thought that was really cute. On to some dies. I used the Lawn Fawn Meadow Borders, so that's the grass right here is the one I used. I also use this heart out of Mama Elephant Cup of Wishes. And also use the Puffy Clouds from MFT. Sorry for the glare, guys. With great lighting comes, glare. And then the last one that I use is the MFT Raccoon Cutie. This was the first time that I got to play with this die, and I got to tell you, it was loads of fun. So, okay, and now on for my card. I think it turned out super adorable. Here's the Puffy Clouds. And the paper that I used for that is this. I also used some vellum. This is the Ellen Hudson vellum. And this is the paper company. It's mulberry white paper. And it's just, as you can see, a scrap that I had left. And it's got a lot of texture into it. It just kind of reminded me of clouds. So that's what I got the clouds out of. And so you can see those right there. And then I layered the mulberry paper and then the vellum. And on this one I did the opposite and added some of those stars from the Lucy's mix. Here's a little raccoon, and I have inked it up. I cut it out with the paper that I used for the background is solid cardstock, and it's MFT steel gray, which is this one. The Simon Says fog, the Simon Says smoke, and the Simon Says slate. So those are the papers that I used for the background of the raccoon, or the body of the raccoon. And so you can see the different colors there. And I used the hickory smoke ink to ink them all up. And I also used the Lawn Fawn ink to add more of a brighter green to the plaid. I wanted the plaid to show up, but I wanted it to be kind of subdued a little bit. So that's why I re-inked it. And I also inked up the little heart. So it's all been, all the edges have been inked. And then I used the gray pen for the eyes and the white gel pen for the little cheeks. Super cute, right? I just love how it came out. And then here's the inside with my sentiments that I embossed and some more clouds. And then these little hearts here are from the Essentials by Ellen, Home and Hearth by Julie. And there are these little hearts right here. It's just a super cute set, and I love the little hearts in here. There's several sizes as well as stars. So I use those on the inside of the card and just scraps of paper. This is also Lawn Fawn, but it's the wood grain collection from the fall set. Love it. And then there's the back. And I just die cut a scrap out of the cloud and then did the Stamped with Love. So that's my first card. And I'll be right back with my second card. So my second card is for my great niece, who was born about the same time as my, well, she was born a little bit before my great nephew. And so I have the supplies for that. The first thing I used was the Alt New Crisp Dye Ink in Evening Gray. You can see that there, and that's, doesn't have my dauber fell. Figures. I used the Bow Punch. I know. We just won't even talk about that, okay? I used the Tim Holtz Celebration words in the script, and I used celebrate is the word. You can see I cut a whole bunch of them because I couldn't quite decide on which one to choose. I also used my new Spring Fling Lawn Fawn paper pad, and I used the pink and the pink and the blue floral. Also used my Recollections Color Splash. And I also used a little bit of the Perfectly Plaid by Lawn Fawn as well. And then the last thing I used is I had one random gem on this sheet. And this is little white pearls. And I don't know if you guys can see them. They're kind of iridescent. The one I had is round though. And I'll show that to you. And then my dies, I used the Pretty Pink Posh Stitch Borders 3. That's this one right here. Okay. I used the My Creative Time Stitched Oval, which this is one of my go-tos a lot for sentiments. I used the Mama Elephant framed tags Waverly, and I used the outside die. And then I also used the Pretty Pink Posh, and this is the scalloped frame, and I used this one here. And then the last thing I used is my new MFT Cottontail Cutie that I got recently. Super cute. It turned out adorable. Y'all, I don't do pink, but this is super cute. Used some of the paper pad in the background, as you can see, and then I just layered up on 110-pound cardstock the scallops, and then added another piece of that Lawn Fawn paper. Created my bunny. It's had all the edges inked. I used the gel pen for the eyes. I added some extra detail. Oh, and one last thing I added on this is some thread. Now, this is my favorite thread. Well, I'll say my favorite cotton blend thread. This is Gutermann, but my favorite thread, if I was going to do a polyester, would be Isacord. It's just a beautiful thread, and almost every machine likes it. But my machine's kind of persnickety, I'll say. And so I have three machines. Yes, I have 3 sewing machines, and all of them prefer the Gutermann or the Isacord. So I use this for the whiskers, and you'll see that here in just a second. So there's a little whisker, see? And all I did was I marked the little whisker holes with my micron pen, if I can find it, 01. I just marked it with that. It's super fine, as you can see. And then I just used a needle and poked holes through the snout, and then wrapped them through the back, and then taped it on there with Scotch tape. And then added some glue to my finger from a glue stick, and then just kind of pressed them down. So that's how I did that. And here's the little Celebrate, and that's out of the Recollection paper, and I just, you know, put it on top of the plaid oval there. And it is, this frame here is popped up, as well as the bunny is partially popped up on foam tape, because otherwise he was gonna sink down, or she, I guess. And then there's the little bow that I created with the plaid. I know, I had to create bows. And there's a little gem. So, and I did the little nose and the belly and the ears out of the same coordinating paper. And I just think it turned out so cute. And I don't even like pink. But I think it just turned out so adorable. And then the inside I haven't really done anything with. I just put a scrap piece of paper here to hide my stitching. And then just some more scraps of paper there to put my sentiment, which I will put tomorrow before I mail it out. So that's it, guys. Those are my 2 cards. And I just wanted to share them really quick before I got them in the mail. So I will be back. I have a couple of hauls. Surprise, surprise, right? And I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you choose, and make a happy memory. Bye!